I want to talk about friendship for a few minutes and camaraderie because these are the two most important elements in your life when things are not going your way and you don't have the possibility of going into solitude. So, of retreating into your own mind and taking that space and being able to process things because you're so busy. In those particular instances, it is important to have a network of people, a social circle, if you will, but people that you're actually close to that you can talk to. And when I say talk to, I don't mean you don't have to talk about your problems, but you just hang out with these people, laugh, have a dinner, have a drink, talk some shit, like you need these types of relationships in your life because you're going to find yourself in situations where you think you're doing everything right and things are just not going your way because the outcome is out of your control. And personally, this is something that I've experienced and I'm currently experiencing as well, where it seems like all of the inputs are consistent and correct to the best of your ability. Obviously, there's always room for improvement, so nothing is ever to the best of your ability because your best kind of changes every day. And so it's almost impossible to continue to get, you know, like what they say, at 1% better every day. That's actually not possible. It's not possible for you to get 1% better every day, 365 days a year for the next 50 years of your life. Not going to happen. Sorry. So that's a reality check for you. So beat up, don't beat yourself up in case, like if you can't do that, because nobody can do that. And it's delusion to think that you actually can. It's this talk that people have, when they're successful and they talk about, all of these different drives and factors and how they were hustling and working every day for long hours. But if you actually look at somebody's life, you could see that the way they're portraying themselves and what they had to do is a little bit inflated. It's a little bit inflated. But again, that's neither here nor there. But the reason I'm telling you this is so you don't get this false idea when you see people talking about XYZ success that it was literally nose to the grindstone, 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, no breaks for years on end. And they could tell you that's true, but it just makes them feel better, right? Because I could tell you right now, there were moments where I was, working a very long time, but I could also tell that, well, I take, an hour to go to the gym, it takes me an hour to eat. I might relax for, 30 minutes here and there. And so it doesn't really add up if you really think about somebody's life. That's not how human beings operate. So in those moments, just don't you need to keep working, of course. You need to not break your routines and break your habits and the traditions or the rituals that you put in place that actually keep you aligned. So the process that you're undergoing to actually get better, but you're not always going to be able to control the outcome. And in situations where you can't control the outcomes, yes, focus on the process, but you also have to incorporate different things in your life. Hence the friendship, the camaraderie that I was talking about, which means if you don't have the ability to be able to isolate yourself, if that's beneficial. For me, it's beneficial to be in solitude for a long period of time and really process what's going on. It does help to be able to talk to somebody. And when I say talk to somebody, I don't mean talk to somebody as like your therapist or like talking about your problems, because really, when it comes down to it, you kind of know what's wrong and you know where you're messing up, you know what you're doing right, you know what you need to do. You sometimes just need that reinforcement from somebody else, or you want somebody to tell you that, oh, you're wrong and you're actually doing much better than you think you are. Then again, that may be true. You may be flagellating yourself and you need that opposite perspective. But oftentimes what's really happening is that you just need to unwind and talk some shit, let loose and get your mind off of things for, an hour, maybe a couple of hours, take half a day. And that way, bang, you can reset and, reset your mind, get back on the horse. So you do whatever is necessary for you to return to the process as quickly as possible, so that way you can stay focused and do what needs to be done, and whatever that happens to be, right? It could be a hike somewhere, it could be a conversation like a dinner, a couple of hours with some friends, it could be a night out, as an example. It could be just clearing your calendar of meetings for the day or for half of the day and just doing something that's good for you and allowing yourself that time to process things and to come back better than before, right? You don't want to fuck around. You don't want to go out and get wasted or get high or anything like that. That's not the point of this, right? You really need to stay focused because those activities, you're basically setting up triggers in your brain. When things go wrong, I go out and get drunk, or I go and get high. No, it's like when things go wrong, I do things that actually help me get back on track and are good for me as opposed to things that are just pleasure seeking behaviors. So I hope that was helpful. This video is really just more about the value of being social as a social being, as I am and as you are, as we all are. We're social beings. So just keep that in mind. Is that sometimes your solo habits and routines are not sufficient. And so you're going to need to actually spend time with somebody. Again, it could be a girlfriend, right? It could be your boyfriend, it could be your significant other that you're going to spend some time with as well. So it's, don't think too deeply on this, but just know that sometimes when things are kind of going sideways and you feel like you want to be with somebody or you want to talk to somebody, not necessarily about that thing, but just about in general, then don't ignore that intuition because that's coming from inside you and it's kind of propelling you towards doing something that's going to help you in the long run. So it's going to be a short one today. I hope that was helpful. And just keep that in mind. Anytime you feel like you're a bit, maybe not lost or struggling, but you're kind of caught up in things not going your way, and you really feel like you want to communicate, like you want to talk, and whatever you're doing with yourself is not sufficient, then, pick up the phone, connect with family, connect with friends, connect with your partner. If you can't do it in person, do it over the phone or over FaceTime or something, but it's good to see people in person, right? Give them a hug, sit down, go, like it's April now, so go out to a restaurant, go to a patio, something like that. Take a couple of hours, take half a day, take a day, and allow yourself to kind of go through that process again. Get back on the path and continue with your process. So it'll help you reset. So hope that was helpful, and until next time, talk soon.